I'm going to hit something. I'm going to hit something really hard right now. All right. And it has to do with a whole bunch of stuff. We talk about the DHS. Oh, my God. I'm going to play my Orcus. Okay. Before I do, because I'm literally going to just steamroll you with a whole bunch of stuff. You won't be able to get a word in edgewise, and I'm going to get a bunch of hate mail.
Well,
all right,
keep me off the screen.
This big thing that's going on, okay? The Satanic Olympics. Mm-hmm. Listen, I have old clips. We're going to go to the Pope, who's rubbing one of the freaking trannies while he's sitting on the Pope chair.
Oh,
right?
I know.
Oh, this has been going on a long time. Mm-hmm. This isn't something brand new that happened in Paris. This is slow cooking of society to accept this sexual deviancy.
And I think that's the point that needs to be made. And when you try to make that point, the left goes insane. I have friends who profess to be Christians posting articles and statements by pastors saying that Christians are going overboard on all of this that, we're spewing ugliness and hate.
That's called fake TikTok, people, but go ahead.
Well, listen, Romans tells us that we are not supposed to be like them, but that's what's going to happen. Like, we aren't even supposed to condone this kind of behavior. A lot of people are saying, well, this was the Greek mythology, some dinner of some god. Blah,
blah, blah. The guy had his balls hanging out, okay, sure. On worldwide TV.
Regardless.
That's not appropriate.
Yeah, I mean, it was very sexual, and children are watching that. But, today's modern communist believes that is all just fine because they've been brainwashed to believe it. But guess what happens? If Kamala Harris wins, it's like that judge that you were just playing, right? Do you know why she puts out papers like that? Because she wants communists and anarchists to read it so that they will vote for her in droves and be on her side. But when she gets on the bench, it's going to be totally something different. And that's what you have to understand is happening here with Kamala Harris, Barack Obama, all of these, Pete Buttigieg, the Shapiro guy, Mark Kelly. And if you guys haven't looked at Laura Loomer's expose on Mark Kelly, the communist senator from Arizona, you need to go look at that. She's uncovering all kinds of stuff about that guy. But they're all gun grabbers and all of this. What people don't understand is that, sure, they'll take away and ban guns from you, but the government will not be banned from it. Your police will have them. Everybody will have them except for you. And you would think that the Black community and the indigenous community in this country would understand this 100%, because what did they do in the 60s, 50s, and 60s, right? And well beyond that. What did they do to these communities, Pete? They took their firearms away from them. The Black Panthers ought to know this very well. And still here they are cheering on the banning of firearms, right? So what's going to happen if Kamala Harris makes it into office will be something we've never seen in this country before. Do you know Janet Yellen, and I put this in the video clips. Janet Yellen announced over the weekend last week that it is going to cost us $3 trillion a year to go carbon free in this country. $3 trillion. What happens when they do that, Pete, is we become, as citizens, we become poor because we have to pay for that.
Well, guess what? Guess what? This show is an existential threat to these communists. Because go ahead and spew all you want, you little freaking ragamuffin, over there at the Federal Reserve. $3 trillion a year. Yeah, guess what? Your game is over the day after Election Day. And I'm going to say win or lose. win or lose. Because if we lose, we go to war with the freaking communists.
If anybody's,
can I call it?
Well, if anybody's watching very closely, what happened in Venezuela yesterday?
That's what I'm talking about.
And the last night.
Yep.
People in Venezuela are not allowed to own a firearm, right? I mean, the communists made sure of that. And so now they steal
Hugo Chavez disarmed everyone.
Yes. So now they openly steal elections. I watched this all day yesterday as Maduro called out his goon squads, their version of Antifa. Antifa came, the militias, his militias, stopping people at the polls, not allowing anybody else to vote. They had guns on these people, shooting at these people. It was unbelievable.
By the way, my rhetoric
that he won.
My rhetoric is not against the blue dog Democrats. For 50 years, there's been a bunch, like my family members, like Joe Biden. Okay, I'm asking you to join me. Okay, because your party has been overthrown. I'll give you an example, and we're going to read it. Seymour Hersh exposed what just happened to your party.
Yes.
Seymour Hersh just exposed that Barack Obama picked up the phone. By the way, who elected him to be calling the shots like that? Picks up the phone and tells Joe Biden, you're going to go out easier. We're going to use Kamala Harris.
Well, here's the hypocrisy in that. If Donald J. Trump, a former president, advises anybody in Congress, or if anybody in Congress agrees with Donald J. Trump, oh my God, they go into hysterics.
Yes.
That Donald Trump is still running
I have breaking news from the Olympics.
It's okay for Barack Obama to
tell me when to go to that breaking news.
Go ahead.
I got breaking news from the Olympics, ladies and gentlemen. We got a clip from the Olympics. Here we go. You ready? This is a man. His cankles can't handle it.
Back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend, where we like to call out the lies, hypocrisy, corruption of tyrants, as well as highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters.
He's hilarious, okay?
I love this guy.
Yeah, I love that guy as well. But haven't we been dealing with these trans tards for long enough? Listen, I'm not going to go into all the clips. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let you listen to Kennedy and Mayorkas go back and forth. These people, okay, ultimately want a gun grab. All right. You're going to hear them speak. This is just last week.
Sure.
Just last week.
We've had a relatively quiet summer, right? When it comes to the LGBTQ and the transgender communities. Pride Month came and went. People just were not giving it the attention that they so desire, right? So now it's amping back up, right? Kamala Harris, she's all about the trans community, all about the LGBTQ community. Her husband, Doug Emhoff, he hangs out, instead of being by his woman, he hangs out with his gay buddies in California. That's a true story. He hangs out with a gay crowd, this guy. A lot of people are questioning.
Who's that?
Doug Emhoff.
Really?
Kamala Harris's
He's hanging out.
husband. Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's probably a freaking two-timer.
Well, a lot of people are saying, well, if you notice, Kamala Harris did not take the last name of her husband. Her name is...
What if I was like Nancy Pelosi's husband, right? Like you're Nancy Pelosi and I'm Nancy Pelosi's husband.
Yeah.
And I'm putting my penis in some guy's ass.
Pete.
What did I just say?
I know, you can't do that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you're
Lord,
in
please
big
forgive
trouble.
me. I said, let me rephrase that. Okay.
You're in big trouble.
Yes. What would you do if I was doing something very sinful, like putting my penis in another man's freaking cornhole? What?
Jesus.
Is that better?
Oh, God help you.
Don't say that.
Banks are supposed to be the safest placeholders for cash in the world, but in 2022 that changed. The Federal Reserve pulled out $2.5 trillion of liquidity out of the banks, and the Fed also changed the requirements so banks don't need to keep any funds on hand. This means banks are starved for liquidity and have now become very dangerous places to hold your assets. Get out of the system with the world's safest and most private assets, silver and gold. Call Kirk Elliott, PhD at 720-605-3900.
Be sure to tell him Pete Santilli sent you.